Alright, what's going on everybody? DolphinDom here and welcome back to my first ever Build It Creative video. I love this idea, and if you are one of the lucky people who suggested that we are going to build a waterfall and pond today, your names will be on the screen now. Thank you guys so much, and let's go ahead and hop right into this time lapse. Alright, so given this is my first time lapse, I'm just going to try and commentate over this as the video plays. I'm actually watching in real time, the same as you, so right now I'm currently building the outline for what I want the waterfall to be, so I know about where the waterfall will be for when I want to make the pond in front of it. And then I realized water kind of like sticks partway up on the ground, so I need the little flying pad, floater or whatever it's called, I don't ever remember, so I could line up the water and it wouldn't look weird from the normal ground. So I'm just going to go ahead and build a grass platform, as you can see, and placing the water down. At first I was just doing this on Grid Snap 2, but then there's also a hole missing, I'll get to that later. And then after I do this, I switched it up to 4, but then I feel like I still need to go a little bit more in depth, so I actually go to Grid Snap 8, I believe, and I'm able to get like more of a detailed rim for the water where I want it to go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I rotated this rock upside down so I can have like a surrounding the water, the like shore, I guess you could call it. I wanted it to be more natural, so I flipped this rock upside down. Oh, I can't speak! But then it has like a little grass texture, but I wanted more, so I also took hay for sand, and I kind of filtered it under and into the rock, so it looked a little bit more natural like that. That kind of works, so I just went ahead and I started placing that all around. Now, of course, I'm not going to talk through all this because I do want it to just be a time-lapse with some commentary on what I'm doing. Given I'm doing what I said I was doing 30 seconds ago, I'm not going to go ahead and do an update on what I'm doing. But I am doing more grass and just lining the shore. And, of course, more of the upside-down rock just to surround the pond and give it a little bit more texture. And of course, you gotta have some trees around a pond. Who doesn't want some trees? Nature always makes things a little bit better. And then of course, they need to actually focus on doing the waterfall, maybe not just the pond. So I gotta build up this wall a little bit for where I want the waterfall to go. I'm not actually gonna be doing the top of the waterfall or any walls around this kind of pond. Just the base wall for where the waterfall would be, and not anything above the waterfall either. And I don't want the waterfall to be a straight fall down, so I do have it hit a ledge before it goes all the way down first, just to give it a little bit more texture, because I believe if you just have a straight waterfall, it's kind of boring, so I wanted it to be a little bit more than just that. If you can't tell already, I always tend to do things a little bit out of order. So I was like working on the hay, then I went to the waterfall rock, and now I'm back to the hay. So it just works like that. I just build like that. I don't know why I do. I should probably be more organized, but I'm not. So anyways, I'm actually taking the rock and I'm resizing it at times and putting it around the edge to go with the shore. Just so there is a little bit of a wall around the pond, but not a giant wall like the waterfall's wall. Then of course, we need the waterfall, so I gotta get the water, and I'm gonna rotate it to the right angle, but this is actually one that I screwed up because I didn't have Grid Snap on when I rotated it, so I needed a better one. So I picked up one off the ground that had Grid Snap, and then I can just adjust it to make the waterfall look more uniform without it being completely straight. Now it still looks blockish like this, as you see the corner is pretty unnatural, which I will get to that later at a given time, in which I'll actually use fire hydrants to give it more detail and little water blocks so it isn't so perfectly straight. As you can see, I am putting in the little water blocks just to give it that little bit more of a texture. Nothing too big, just a little water block for texture, and then I also rotated it so it wasn't so squarish on the middle. Now this part, I gotta explain to you what I'm doing, because it's all behind the waterfall, and for some reason in replay, it wasn't gonna show that if you have a broken fire hydrant and the water is like flowing out of it, it wasn't showing that in the replay. So when I was building this, you can't even see that, but I had the broken fire hydrant to the point where the water's coming out, and I was peeking it through the waterfall, so on the parts where the water hits the flat water, it has a little bit of a splash effect, so it looked again more natural because that's what I was kind of going for. But in this kind of time-lapse part, you'll see it doesn't actually show that, and there was actually a way for I could have fixed this, but I didn't know about it at the time when I was recording this footage, and the replay kind of was corrupted, so I wasn't able to get back in and get it. But you'll see later in the time lapse it does appear, and you'll be able to see the little water sprinkles. And I also do hot springs into the actual pond itself, just to give it a little bit of a pondy effect. This is a representation of what I was doing. I was just throwing them all down at the bottom of the waterfall, in which I could just have water at the bottom, pretty much. And I was multi-selecting them all and put it on the second layer, in which they both would look similar, because I wanted it to both be the same, because same splash effect. I just didn't want to do it again, so I just took it. Multi-select is OP, to say the least. And as we'll see here, not all these rocks are the same size, and some are rotated in different directions just to give it a variety effect. Just went ahead and placed these all around the pond, just so it was a little bit more natural. And of course, I can't speak. Apparently that's what I can do. Can never go wrong with a little bit more plants and nature. Now those vines, I didn't really like them, and you'll see here in a minute I actually do delete them. And then of course it just plants around the edge, and there we go, I deleted them. Little pink flowers and some bushes inside the rocks just to give it a little bit more of a natural effect. Some more trees, because you never go wrong with a little bit more tree. And then of course the big ones, can't ever go wrong with those. And this is me doing the hot spring effect with the fire hydrants to have like 3 little bubbles pop out of the ground, just so it looks like something is there, even though you can't see it. And then of course some boats. A little lamp, which I actually didn't like it on the boat. It looked a little unnatural, so I put it on the side. Then I put a box in the water, because pollution. And then some more boxes getting dragged by the boat. Now I do kind of go a little bit overboard here, as I start to put a lot of stuff in the water, to the point where it's like, okay, pollution got out of hand here. So I had to remove a bunch of this stuff later. Not too much of it, but a couple things. And then this is actually an idea by my boy P-Rex, another map builder I know. He did a Godzilla kind of thing with the same kind of effect with the bushes and plants. Now I really liked it, so shout out to P-Rex. I'm gonna go ahead and be inspired off of your idea, I guess, and make a little bit of an alligator in the water, because I thought it was pretty cool that he did that. A lot of being a Fortnite creative builder is you got to take inspiration off of everybody else. So don't be afraid to throw a little something of someone else's design in your thing. I mean, don't steal their idea. Like, I shouted P-Rex out, and then, you know, I'm not going to be that guy that's just like, I made that up. I didn't make that up. P-Rex figured that out. So shout out to P-Rex. And then, of course, I make a little bridge. If I were to continue this build, I'd have like a path go off in that way, probably around the tree. And then I put a boat on the shore as well. And then I'm also doing like little lily pads in the back there. It's a little zoomed out, but it's okay. Then you'll get a better view later. Then just some more design on the waterfall at the top, even though I said I didn't want to do the top, which is why I don't do much up there. And then, of course, I did say it was a little crowded, so I deleted a couple things there. Nothing too much. And then just give a little teddy bear a bucket, because, and by the way guys, you always have to put a teddy bear in your bucket. In your bucket? No, in your build. Then of course some more trees. The teddy bears are just what makes a creative build a creative build. Then of course a fish, you can never go wrong with those. Readjusting the boat because it was kind of in the water. Then just a little lamp on the teddy bear's boat. He needs to see when it's dark. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's my little pond I decided to make for you guys. I really hope you did enjoy this little build. I'm gonna love this series, guys. This series is honestly so much fun already. It was so much fun to build that, and honestly just editing this video on its own, even though it took like 3 hours of my day, it was totally worth it. I really like this idea in which you guys almost helped me practice by giving me thoughts on build a pond. So I build a pond, and it's absolutely amazing that I'm even able to do this. But remember guys, if you do want to go ahead and suggest my next build, go ahead and leave a comment down below saying build a prison, build a pond, build a lava pit, whatever you want me to build. I'll go ahead and pick the most popular comment. So if you like someone's idea, go ahead and like it down below or comment it again and you'll be featured as well. They'll all be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out, take care, and goodbye.